I'm your host, Brooke, and our special guest today is Juliet. Say hello.
Hello! What is up?
Hi guys, this is our very first podcast that I'm actually hosting. And this week's subject, we're going to be talking about the shuffle community and its roots in the EDM society.
Mm-hmm.
Before we start talking about yourself, I'm going to diverge into my shuffling past. I actually started when I was 18 years old. My best friend Allie, you remember her?
Yes, I met her.
She came up to me and she goes, "Yeah, I just learned how to shuffle," and she had the basic Running Man down, which was beautiful. And I was like, "Okay, you can teach me." I had such bad form, I couldn't get that going. I practiced about 3 times, and then I was like, you know what? It's probably not for me.
Date for me. Yep. This isn't for me. I'm not cut out.
Yeah. But then I was getting more into EDM Twitter, especially for shuffling, and I was seeing Elena Cruz go at it.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2017, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give this another shot. And I started getting back in it with her, and then diverged off and told my dad I was gonna get serious into that. And he decided to help build me a dance studio. And obviously, you've seen it.
Yeah, super cute. Love it.
Very grateful that I have it, and basically I just started shuffling hardcore all the time. Cutting shapes is definitely my specialty, but I've definitely started dabbling in Melbourne, and I guess shuffling to drum and bass, which I guess is its own thing.
Its own thing, honestly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I totally feel that.
And then, I got plantar fasciitis in my feet. So my dreams of becoming a bang energy girl kind of simmered down, and I started just shuffling when I can. And here I am today.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's my story.
Our paths crossed.
Yeah. So I actually ended up meeting this beautiful lady at our friend's Halloween party.
Yeah, it was a Halloween party. So it was around this time, actually.
Franklin's Halloween party.
Big Frank.
But we had a mutual friend, our dear friend Arshambo.
Shout out to Romeo.
Hey Arshambo. But yeah, he introduced us, and then we started talking, and then I found out that you were going to EDC Orlando, and you wanted to join a group. And the third day, we finally actually got to meet up at Chris Lake. And that was pretty awesome. You looked drop dead gorgeous. You got to come and walk into our shuffle circle that me and Oriano were doing. It was kind of insane because I've never started a shuffle circle at a EDM event like that before. So that was the first time for me and Oriana to do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's so awesome. I was glad to be a part of that.
Yeah.
A little bit of you guys.
Yeah. It was pretty hype. But from there on, you can take the lead.
Here we are now. But yeah, we met in that one party, and I remember you were telling me that you were into shuffling. I was like, oh, that's really interesting. At the time that my boyfriend really wanted to get into it, and I think I saw you. I was like, oh my god, you're so good. And you're like, I'll teach you. And it was so sweet. I was like, oh my god, she's so nice. But where did it really head off? I mean, the shuffling journey, I think, kind of hit up after EDC. I think after seeing everybody on the shufflers, I was like, oh my gosh. And I did run into Vanessa Secco one time at my work, my job at the time, and she came in my store, and I got to meet her.
At Ulta?
At Ulta. Yeah, I didn't know anything about her or whatever, and one of my coworkers pulled me aside. He's like, hey, you're going to EDC this week, aren't you? And I was like, yeah, I am. And he's like, oh, they're going, they're in that crowd. I was like, oh, that's awesome. And then he pulled up their page, and he was talking to Pam, which I didn't know who was Pam at the time, and showing me their outfits, and I was like, oh my god, oh shit, I love your fucking outfits, this is crazy. So from there on, it was just kind of a little spark, and I was like, oh shit, I love their vibes and their feels and their clothes. And then one night I was just kind of scrolling on Vanessa's feed, and I fell in love with just the way she was dancing. And then that's when it was the middle of the night, just I want to learn how to do Running Man. And I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I was just you always gotta get that awkward stage. It's kind of what you were saying before, that awkward, where does my foot go and where do you land?
Figuring out your flow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Flow is...
And were you instantly oh, I'm a shaper, or I'm more of a Melbourne shuffler?
I mean, not gonna lie, I didn't know there was, like, starting off, I didn't know there was such, like, a big, like, different kinds. Yeah, and I think, like, over time you see, like, oh, I like this style, I like that style, and then, like, you kind of pick up things and that becomes, like, your flow, but I love shuffling, but I also love shaping, so I think shaping is so eye-satisfying. You're just like, well, what are you doing with your feet, you know? Yes.
But you would, I would consider you a strong shaper, but you definitely throw in some Melbourne hints into your choreography as well.
Yeah, like a little bit here and there, yeah.
Yeah, but your intentions is to do more Melbourne and I guess sample other shuffling styles?
Yeah, pretty much. Kind of like a hybrid, but just like a little bit of everything. Like what I see, I'll just kind of like scroll on my like social media feed and like we'll find like, I love the way this guy dances. Let me learn one of his moves and somehow like incorporate into my flow. So it's just kind of like a pick here, pick there, you know, and everybody has their own little styles and their own kind of flow, and I love it.
I like that you can use social media to find these avenues. Before I struggled and I used Instagram. YouTube has great tutorials too for beginners, but then also being able to go to shuffle meetups and seeing other people's variations of shuffle dancing has been very it's just been really great to access that and be able to learn from other people. And people are so, at these shuffle events, are just so nice and welcoming and wanting you to learn.
Exactly. Like, oh, you want to learn? Let me go teach you. Like, really off to the side. Exactly. I think that's what I love about it.
We're going to become good friends right now.
Or we're just dance. And that's why I think it's so beautiful that you connect so easily with somebody else just by learning, like, a dance together, you know?
Mm-hmm. So you are part of O-Town Shufflers. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. I think it all took place when I met like pretty much everybody part of the group after Lauren Carrazza's shuffle class that she held December, we're in 2020. She held a class and I like knew people, like I started following people through social media platforms and like I knew of people that were going, but I just never physically met. Obviously COVID-19, you never ruined that all for us. But I think after that class, I was kind of like hanging out and I met Kaylee at the time. She was telling me that she was like, oh, I hold shuffle classes and I hold, I'm holding a Instagram chat for people who want to come to these meetups and whenever we'll do something together. I was like, I want to be a part of that. I would love to come to these things. So I think it was a couple days later, Lauren Lala, she held a shuffle meetup at the Med and she pretty much made a big thing and I just met everybody there, and like from there it was just like connection. I was like, oh my gosh, what's your name? Give me your Instagram handle, like let's connect and whatever. And like from there it was just like I was part of like their group, and it was just like a big welcoming family. And like you said, like you just go there and people are just like so welcoming, good vibes, and just like you want to learn something, and you know they'll be gladly there to teach you.
I find myself when I was heavy into shuffling, I would go to the club by myself, not meeting up with anyone. Find a shuffle circle and instantly just connect with those people. It's just like an instant, you're a part of us.
Yeah, like they're cheering you on. Like, yes!
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I love that type of energy because when you go to those events, it just builds on how many people you actually meet through the community.
Yes. They really do, and it's amazing because like you connect through music in that way, and it's like, oh my god, you're going to this festival, let's meet up and like make a big old like family, and it's just like it's an amazing feeling, amazing vibes.
I feel like if I hadn't gotten into the shuffle community, I wouldn't have had as many opportunities as I've had now and known so many beautiful people. It's just it's crazy, and I'm thankful for being able to put myself out there and to try that, because I mean it's nerve-wracking at first when you don't know anything about this form of dance and you don't want to look like an idiot, but you know you have to practice and get good before you are good, you know. And
absolutely.
People need to realize that you're not going to be a pro at the beginning.
Definitely not.
And it's not about being the best, it's about expressing yourself and just having fun.
Exactly. I think that's like the biggest thing, what you said right there, is expressing yourself. I think dance is like a form of therapy and a form of a way to express yourself. And like going to these meetups, you see like everyone's different flow and like everyone's different expression of like the same song. And it's just such a unique thing to see because like everybody will put their own spin in it. I think that's what makes it so beautiful because you can just put your own little like touch to it.
I'm just like, that's so clever. Why didn't I think of
right?
that?
Like, oh, that was beautiful.
So you are part of O-Town, but you also do some independent shuffling as well on your own. Do you have any dreams and aspirations with your shuffling goals?
Right now, honestly, I will say I'm just kind of going with the flow. I think that I'm just like listening to a song sometimes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have an idea of how I want this look, and like I actually have like an idea of I want to do for like Halloween coming up that I want to film hopefully next week, and it's just like I get those little like mini things that I'm like, oh my god, like I would love to create this vision that I see, and I think that's kind of like taking me down a road of like videography and editing and stuff like that, which I would love. I always loved getting like my hands on that stuff, like. Years ago when I was super young, I would do like little stupid music videos with my friends and we would just edit stuff, and I'm just like, I love that editing aspect of it. So like I love the editing and the filming, and then incorporating that with my shuffling to create a vision, I think is like so amazing.
It's a performance.
Exactly, yeah.
I loved being able to create choreo and editing the video, making it look super cool. I also enjoy just regular practice videos as well.
Yes.
But it's like you're putting a little movie together.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know about you, but when I do create any of my shuffle videos, I just go back and replay it over and over. Because I'm just like, wow, I love it.
Oh my god, yes. All the time I'd be scrolling, like, let's rewatch that.
Yeah.
Rewatch it again.
Did you see that part?
Yeah. That was nice.
Oh my god. Okay. So, let's see. With your shuffle group, there's other shuffle groups and committees out there as well, which a lot of people don't really know. We have O-Town Shufflers, we have OG Shuffle Squad in Tampa, we have Orlando City Shuffle, Elder League, which is all Melbourne-based shufflers. We have the Miami Squad, New Empire Shufflers from New York, we have the whole Cali Squad over there. There's different people, different groups all over the United States, and I feel like a lot of people don't know that they're out there. And also there's some states that don't have it, but I feel like people need to figure out a way more to access and be able to be part of that community in a sense. What is your take on the other shuffle community?
Honestly, like everyone, I think that's amazing that like you can go to wherever you are if they have like a shuffle community. Like it's just like a automatic like friendship that you're already there. Like we have a lot of partnerships with like Jacksonville Shufflers. Like they've been coming to our meetups, and like vice versa. Some of us will go over there and like do like meetups over there. I met a couple girls in Miami and guys as well, and it's just like just meeting up with like different people, like, you know, what we were saying, like it's just seeing different vibes and everything like that, but it's like we're so close together and we're all doing the same thing, which is awesome. And like a friend of a friend actually just moved to, I want to say, North or South Carolina, and she's just like, oh, I found like a shuffle group over there too, and like I was just so worried about not making friends, but like I found like they have like a little shuffle group of their own, so I'm gonna try to join them. So I'm like, that's amazing that like you can go to a whole new state and just have like a friends waiting for you, you know?
I feel like if people do struggle to find that, what I said about food, finding food earlier, maybe if you hashtag like your state or city and shuffler, you might be able to find those groups.
Exactly.
Which is a great way to get into that. The next question is, what inspires you the most about shuffling?
What inspires me the most? Honestly, just I think looking back on all my growth, I think I see myself growing as a person, as well as like the confidence this has brought me. Like it's just along the way you just see like the difference, like the growth. And I think dancing in general has brought up my confidence in myself so much, and just like, yeah, we're gonna go through all our ugly stages and that awkward like I don't know what I'm doing to my feet, but like you just gotta push past through that. And as long as you're dedicated to just growing in yourself and not worrying about anybody else's growth, because I think that's a hard thing that, you know, social media does take toll on people, is like you compare yourself a lot, but it's just like you kind of gotta just block it out and just really focus on yourself. And I think hearing other people tell me like, oh, you're inspiring me, like blah blah blah, like I think that also is a big impact of like making me want to even get better, you know, just to show people that, you know, you can do whatever you freaking want, you know, and just really work hard at it.
Yeah, and I feel the same way. When I first started shuffling, I was asked, to be honest. And you're not going to be perfect, but having that drive and having that confidence to keep doing it built my confidence, meeting people and just being able to be okay with myself as a person. Just being able to enjoy something that I love. And yeah, there are people out there that have messaged me and put me down saying, oh, you can't dance, blah, blah, blah.
The haters.
Yeah, and who cares? Like, literally, they're that sour to reach out to you. Obviously, they can't shuffle for shit. So.
I get that.
You just need to care about what makes you happy
Exactly.
and go from there, which I enjoy both.
Exactly. I remember my first hate comment. It was like, I think I was trying to teach a move on TikTok, and it was somebody that asked me for like a tutorial, and I was like, sure, I'll break it up in the way that I teach myself and whatever. And then someone commented like, oh, you're not good enough to teach yet. And I'm like, first of all, I'm not teaching for anybody. Like, I'm just teaching for people that just want to just learn how to dance and learn this style of dance. And it's like, you don't have to watch it if you don't want to, but like, you know, you just can't let that stuff just hit you in any kind of way. There's always going to be those trolls and the haters. And
I feel like there has been like some problems with the shuffle community of like who can teach what and just like the history of shuffling. The people that have been in it for so long have been kind of taken aback that I guess newer shufflers are coming in and trying to do that, like teach. I get it, but also people should be able to teach whenever they want. You don't have to be a pro to teach basics, you know?
Exactly.
And I don't know. It's a weird spot for me. I think that shuffling should be an art form that you shouldn't really get money from unless you're trying to teach it in some way or shape. If you're asking for money to shuffle, other than that, like I don't really agree with it in a sense. Monetizing something that you love like that, it's to certain older shufflers, it seems a little disrespectful to the art form, in my idea.
I get that, yeah.
But I'm like all for people teaching, getting money, and then also being pro shufflers too, getting money for that. But there's just like a fine line of how you want to promote your shuffling, and I think it should come from the heart and not for the likes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If that makes sense.
No, it definitely does.
And what I wanted to tell the audience before, like we, let you go, is how to become a shuffler and how to get yourself out of the bubble. Do you have some tips and tricks?
How to become a shuffler. Watching a lot of videos, I will say. Personally, like I'm a very like, I have to see it in front of me. I'm a visual person, so like I see in front of me, it's a lot better for me to learn, but obviously over quarantine it was a little bit more harder. And the fact that just learning from videos, so I get that people can't always learn from videos, but like I think in-person classes are like the best way to learn something. And like you learn new combos that way, you learn how to flow in a song that way, you learn how to dance in a choreographed, dance. And I think that is like for me like the biggest way to like learn new stuff.
How I learned shuffling and got better is every time that I danced, I try to learn one move each session. And I'd also try to spend some time doing some freestyling. And that's how you can get better with your rhythm and figure out what type of shuffler you are. With my practicing, I realized that with just the beat and how fast it was going, I'm more of a shaper more than a Melbourne shuffler. And I guess with just practicing that over and over again has helped me become a better shuffler, besides going out to events and meeting, the shuffle community. And basically, if you do want to become a shuffler, there are some things that you do need to know, which is what type of shoe you need to wear. That is so important.
Take care of your feet, people.
So we have my favorite shoe, which is the Fila. You can get anything similar to it. So basically a tennis shoe in a sense, and the bottom of it is about an inch and a half thick. So when you bounce, you don't feel that impact on your feet. You have perfect arch support. The top of the shoe is thick enough where you can do toe soles and it won't hurt your toes. All in all, these are my favorite type of shuffle shoes, but you have similar ones as well.
Yes, I have the Nike Air Max 97s. Same kind of like concept of feels. I feel like they have like a lot of support on your feet. I think that's one thing that if you ever get into shuffling is, like you said, just take care of your feet and like, I like the cushion that they have. I can't talk. I love the cushion that these had in it because like I remember the first time putting like my feet in there was just like very soft compared to whatever shoes I had on previously before that.
What were you shuffling in for?
Honestly, I don't even know. Like, I look back at videos, I was like, I wore those for shuffling. I think they were just like regular pair of Nikes that I had, or like just like the flimsiest, like no support shoes. And like when I tried these on, they were like a dream. I was like, oh my god, okay, like I see what the hype is about.
This is it. This is the one.
Exactly. And I was like, okay, I see it. And like it does do good for like toe stalls and stuff. I feel like it's really nice with shuffling because you can bounce a lot on it, like the Fila's. And the only thing is, like, I would just say is the support on the ankles is just, like, the only downfall I think this one would have is just, like, the lack of support. So I rolled my ankle on this one, and that hurts a lot. But, you know, little pains and hurts you're going to get through the dancing experience. Definitely.
Well, we do have one more shuffling shoe, and this is the Van. I preferably like to get the platforms because they're thicker, so you know, help support your foot more from the impact, and you can also do nice toe stalls as well. But I love these the most for gliding. If you glide in these, you will look like butter. I promise you. These are 10 out of 10, would recommend, especially if you're trying to do video choreography. It would look really nice in a video.
They're like really clean. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I have like Vans with like a little higher top, so I like those ones because of the whole
The
support and the ankle. Exactly, but
those will
are
be my next ones.
I found some in Plato's Closet for like $15, and it was like a steal. I was like, I have to grab these now. Yeah, those probably my Vans because.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, thrift shopping is the best. It was really
good to know.
Yeah.
Next segment will be about fashion.
Come back.
Well, it has been a pleasure talking to you, getting to know your side of shuffling and your journey. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Thanks for having me. I'm really happy to be a part of like your first episode, and that's great. And I can't wait to see this podcast grow and like keep listening to more in the future. And yeah, I'm just thankful to be here, and I'm glad that our shuffling journeys, you know, cross paths and we're able to sit here how many years after that party, like 3 years, later, and like here we are now, you know, talking about this. Yeah, it's like, that's crazy.
I'm not shuffling.
Exactly. So I think that's great, and I'm grateful to have met you through this journey.
Aw, me too.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.